Hi, this is the video to show you after you have the Android screen installed on your vehicle. Before you put everything back, we will need to test a few functions. So first of all, when you go on the Android system, then first you need to select the setting and you go to System. If you have factory backup camera on your vehicle, then you will need to select camera selections. So on the camera selection, you need to select OEM camera if you have factory backup camera. If you have aftermarket camera, then you will need to select aftermarket camera. 360 and the Android built-in 360 camera, which is for 360, and the 360 camera here is for the vehicle come with manual transmissions. If you have automatic and the unit can detect the reverse signal, then you just need to select aftermarket camera. So basically the default setup will be either aftermarket camera or the OEM camera. So by select this, then you can shift the vehicle to reverse and check if the backup camera shows. If it shows, that's the setting you should select for factory backup camera. After that, you need to go check mark the parking light, parking distance control. Those are the options for aftermarket backup camera that you add on. Disable video in motion, which is the apps that you have on the main menu, which is the video. So it means while you're driving, if you have that check mark, you cannot watch video. If you have that unchecked, you still can watch video. Back to the system. Mirror reverse camera, that only apply on aftermarket camera. So once you check that, the image will be shown on opposite way. If you check the mirror, the camera will show this side to the left and the other side to the right. So basically you don't need to use these functions, and please leave it unchecked. Mute while on reverse, it means when you shift to reverse, if you still want to hear the music play at the background, then you will need to uncheck it. Otherwise, if you don't want to hear any music, then you need to check it. Aux positions, we always set it on 0 and 0. Unit temperature, you need to set, depends on which country that you live in, that you have Celsius and Fahrenheit. Select music app, video apps. This is the selection for the shortcut on the main menu. So you can select whatever your favorite apps that you want to be music apps or video apps. Volume setting. The Android volume we always set on 30. Core volume set on 33. If you add external speaker, if it comes with external speaker, then the core volume will control the external speaker. That will also relate it to the FL speaker in the factory setting. You need to enable it, not disable. The sound we can set on bass, treble, and the alto. And also there's some preset loaded on the Android systems. Language, time. If you set it on Android time, that will sync by either the network connection or the GPS signal to update the date and the time. If you select car time, that the Android system will sync to the time from the original Mercedes systems. Also can do 12-hour and 24-hour. System info. This is the information that we need for troubleshoot some issue. So we will ask you to provide once you get into any issues. Also in the Android setting. For the Android setting, this is the one to connect to your Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone or any Wi-Fi signal in public area. So once you go to internet, then you will need to turn this on, and the unit will automatically connect to the one that you save on the systems. So once you connect this, then the Wi-Fi signal will pop up on the right top corner. It tells you the Wi-Fi is connected. Once you connect the Android system to internet, then you can browse any apps that you install on the Android system that needs internet connections. Especially you can update the apps. So another important things, it will be the system setting for the time and time zone. So once you get into here, set time automatically, turn it on. Set time zone automatically, leave it off. And time zone, we set it, which is Canada and Toronto, -4. If you live in another country, you can select the region and the time zone. This will makes the unit can go on internet without any error. Those are the local default use 24 hour. We always leave it off. Those are the settings that we usually make for the Android system. Before we go into the factory, let me show you how to update the apps. So once you go into the apps, you go on Play Store, make sure the Wi-Fi is connected, and then you can check there's any update for the apps. So if you find it, then just update it. Please note that the wireless CarPlay and Wi-Fi internet cannot use at the same time, only one at a time. If you want to turn on the vehicle, it connects to your Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone, you will need to turn off the selection, the setting of the ceiling, which is right here. So once you go into the ceiling 5, you will need to go to the setting here. Then you will need to turn this background connection off. You also can floating navigation, which it means it gives you one icon as a shortcut. Once you back to the page here, then you can go in easily and faster. So if you don't want it, then you can turn it off. And the mic loopback, we always default to none. If you're adding the external speaker, then you will need to select right channel, but usually we leave it on none. That's the default setup. And if you're facing any issue on the CarPlay, then we will ask you to provide the version number, which is here, v5.4.34. So right now the Google apps is updated, then it will show no update available. So let's back to the factory setting. The password is 190627 for this particular Mercedes systems, Android systems. So after you go in, the first default functions, we will need to have the USB host, Z-Link checkmark, Google app checkmark. If you want to add aftermarket front camera, you will need to checkmark the front camera, F-cam. And Bluetooth always check. If you want to add equalizer apps and global weather apps, that also available under the factory setting. Then we go to, remember the last mode, you can set it enable to OEM system to Android homepage. This will tell the system when you first start the vehicle, it will go to which system, or just remember the last mode. DVR, select close. Bluetooth, Android Bluetooth. You cannot select OEM Bluetooth unless you don't use CarPlay function from the Android system. So you will need to select Android Bluetooth. Amplifier, OEM. 360 camera, leave it CVBS. We don't do 360 camera at the moment, so you don't need to worry about this setting. Even your car comes with 360, that's not related. This is for aftermarket 360 camera. Automatic brightness, it follows the headlight. Once the headlight is on, then the screen will dim down, which is with lamp control. If you don't want the unit follow the headlight, then you can select close, then it will stay on date mode all the time for the brightness. Unit selection, those are, if you select matrix unit, that will be on kilometers. If you select imperial unit, that will be on miles. AHD camera selections, if you adding aftermarket camera, then you will need to select this option, or you can leave it automatic detections. Front view mirror setting, you don't need to check mark, just leave it empty. Vehicle, make sure if your vehicle come with screen, then you cannot check mark this. This is only for the car without factory screen, so always leave it unchecked. Aux switching mode, we always set it on manual. Aux auto switching, select other. Knob type, we select knob A. Driver seat, left seat. Number of door, 4. Speed meter selection, always D4. Gear selections. So if your vehicle comes with manual transmission, not automatic, so if you shift to reverse and the Android screen didn't switch to backup camera page, then you can try to gear type 2 or gear type 3. So once you select, then you can shift the vehicle to reverse and check if the Android screen switched to backup camera page or not. If not, then select the option number 3. If your vehicle is automatic, then select type 1. Map key selection, we always set to car navi. Some of the vehicle, they have the navi button behind the knob control, then you will need to select car navi. If you want the Android navigation, then you will need to select Android navi when you press the factory navi buttons. Mode key selection enable. FL speaker, so once you select enable, it will force to the external speaker. If you select disable, it will go to your vehicle speaker. Speed type selection, we leave on speed type 1. Voice key selection, we leave on not use. Phone key selection, we leave on Android Bluetooth features. Control panel close. Those are the functions for S-Class. Collect CAN bus data, always leave it unchecked and leave it empty. Those are the information. Maybe we need to collect some of the special model, then we will need these functions. Steering wheel track selection, we always leave it on track 1. 360 put up camera, no camera use. Turn signal control, uncontrolled. My external built-in toggle switch, this function is not available at the moment. Original radar display reverse normal. Air conditioner, that's to show the climate control info. If you don't want to show it, then you can just uncheck it. So let's say right now I turn on, it shows the climate info. If I uncheck this one, it won't show the pop up climate control info. If your vehicle doesn't come with aux function or aux jack AMI slot, then you can use the aux activation from this Android screen. That mostly works on NTG 4.5 and 4.7. It doesn't work on NTG 4.0 and 5.0 and 5.1. Car display. The car display is for the year of your vehicle, make, model. It depends on the factory radio. If you have factory on 5.5, then you will need to select 5.5. If you have 5.0, then you select 5.0. 5.0 only give you 2 selection, which is original 8.4 inch screen or the 7 inch screen. So one is full screen, the second one is the half screen. So basically you only have two selections for the 5.0 systems, same as the 5.5. 5.5 they also have two options, one is full screen, one is half screen. So if your vehicle is 4.5 and 4.7, then you have option from 11 all the way down to 18. So you will try from 14 to 18. It only gives you 4 selections. Sorry, it's 11 to 18. So you will try one by one, which is again full screen, half screen, full screen, half screen. So 11 and 12 is the same resolution, but just a matter of full screen or half screen. Same as 13 and 14 is full screen and half screen. So you can make your selections which one you like. For the S-Class, that you usually select 3.5 or 3.0. If the factory system, like if you have, let's say 2008, 2009 with the rectangle LVDS connector that you unplug from the factory screen, then you will need to select 3.0. So on 3.0 you have two selections, which is 22 and 24. They both are half screen. If you want to make it full screen, that also available 21 and 23. If you have like wrong connector that you unplug from the factory screen, then you will need to select only one option, which is the NTG 3.5. That will also relate it to the setting under the vehicle for the S-Class. If you have S-Class, then you will need to make a selection right there, which is the band's control panel, which is control panel right here. So close, it doesn't show, but if you have the sport buttons on the band's control panel, then you will need to select 3.5. If you have ESP buttons, then you will need to select 3.0. So those are the resolution you need to set it up for the factory Mercedes system show on the Android screen. Once you check that, then you can easily to shift the car to reverse to check it without going back. So this way you can see the factory camera is showing on correct setting. So let's say if I change to another one, let's say I change to another one, and then once I shift to reverse, it only show like the picture is zoomed in too big. So it tells you this is the wrong selection. So once you select this, and then you shift the car to reverse, then this size will show correctly. CAN protocol. When you order the unit, then it tells you your vehicle is 4.0, NTG 4.0, 4.x. If you have NTG 4.0, then select 4.0 and confirm the setup. If you have 4.5 or 4.7, then you select 4.5 for 4.5 and 4.7. If you have Mercedes S-Class, then you will need to select either 3.5 or 3.0. Again, if you have sport button on your band's control panel behind the factory screen, then you will have to select 3.5. If you have ESP buttons, then you will need to select 3.0. For the 5.1 and 5.0, that's for the newer vehicle, which is like 16 to 19 on C-Class GLC. If the radio is at the back of the factory panel not visible, then you will need to select 5.0. If you can see the radio on the center console and it's visible, and then you will need to select 5.1. Once you select the right CAN protocol, the unit will turn off, follow the ignition, and also will show the RPM under the dashboard functions. If you select wrong, the climate info won't pop up. It won't pop up under at the bottom. So you need to select the right CAN protocol to make the unit is compatible with your vehicle. Mic gain is always set on 7. If the sensitivity is too high and you adding external mic, you can reduce the mic gain to 5 or 3, even to 0. Then the sensitivity will reduce a little bit. Reverse exit time, we leave it on default setup. UI configuration is the UI for the Android system, the main menu for the Android system. You can change on different type of styles, so usually we leave it on NTG6. Import, profile import, those are the information sometimes we need from the customer. Once you have this number show to us, and then we will tell you if you need update or not. And then here it will be the restart setting here, and the boot logo. You also have the boot logo choice on the page 1 and page 2. The unit cannot make the custom logo, only the preload logo released from us. So once you have the file, you can follow the video to import from the USB stick that you download from our email. But you need to connect to the USB cable from the Android screen, not the USB cable from the factory systems. So back to the page. So first, when you have the Android system installed, you will need to first test the factory resolution to make sure it shows correctly. And then second one, need to select audio. After you select audio, walk your way down and select aux, because aux is the only channel to have sound from the Android systems. And before you test the sound, make sure the audio 3.5mm audio jack from the Android power harness is connected to the AMI female aux jack if your vehicle comes with rectangle AMI slot either inside the armrest or inside the glove box. So after that, then you can switch to Android system. To switch to Android system, you can touch the screen or press and hold the back button behind the knob. Press and hold for 5 seconds. Then you can switch to the Android systems without touching the screen. And then after you check that, then you can check the audio to make sure the audio is working. If you can hear the sound from the from the Android system, it means the step 1 is complete. After that is the resolutions. You set it up correctly, that's the step 2. And then how to tell the CAN is correct. So we go to the dashboard, then we can check if the RPM can read when you're pushing the gas. So it shows the RPM, it means it's correct, and also the temperature, it will same as the factory temperature show on the cluster. After that, you also can check the climate control info. Once you turn it on, it will sync to the same change. Let's say I change the color, I change the temperature here, so it will also change too. So once you turn it off, it shows closed. And also when you turn off the vehicle, the screen will turn off. Like right now, when I turn it off, I press one more time, and then when I open the door, the Android system goes off. So normally the Android system will go off in a minute, fully shut down. It also controlled by the factory radio down here. So once we turn it back on, because the Android system didn't fully go on sleep, so it will just boot up for 1 second and then it will show the Android system. It also can control by the knob here. When you push to the left, to the right, some of the vehicle they can rotate it to the left and right to select the icon, but this vehicle it's just pushing to the left on to the right to select the icon on the Android main menu. And also the navigation, that's the preload Google Maps, but it's offline. If you want this to work, you will need to connect the system to internet, and after that it will show the locations by the GPS signal. So right now we connect to internet, and the GPS signal, it detects where we are, which is right here. If you also can do zoom in, it will show our locations. So regarding the Apple CarPlay, first you will need to forget the Bluetooth from the Mercedes system on your phone, and then after that you will bring your phone here and then go to the Bluetooth setting and turn on the Bluetooth. Once you turn on the Bluetooth, then you go to the phone on the Android main menu and you search the Bluetooth device from your phone by the Android systems. So you go into the searching, so let the searching complete. Make sure you always select aux when you go on the Android system to use all the function. And right now we select the phone, and then on your phone it will pop up the setting, ask you to pair. You can pair and allow contact, allowed. Once you did that, it shows connected, and on the Android system it will show the highlighted on blue and the phone icon on the other, on top of the right hand side. After that you go to phone link, and the system will automatically connect to the phone. So once you see the rotating circle, then you check your phone here, it will pop up the window, ask you to use CarPlay or not. So select the Bluetooth again, and then it will rotating again, and then pop up the window, use CarPlay with C-Link, select use CarPlay. After that you will see the Bluetooth will show not connected once the wireless CarPlay is running on, and the CarPlay is running right now, and you will see not connected on your phone because it's on Wi-Fi connection. So back to the Wi-Fi setting on your phone, as you can see Android AP, that's the one from the Android system to have wireless CarPlay. Once you go into the setting, make sure the low data mode is off, and the rest of the setting leave it on default. That's all you need to do. And after that you can leave your phone on the side, and this is the CarPlay that you can use. When you use the CarPlay, just make sure you didn't connect to the Mercedes Bluetooth to your phone, only the Android Bluetooth to your phone to use wireless CarPlay. As you can see right now, the Wi-Fi icon is disappear. So as I mentioned that before, you only can use either wireless CarPlay or Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone to the Android system. You cannot use both at the same time. For the Android Auto, same idea, same way that you set up, and you also can do wire CarPlay and wireless Android Auto on this Qualcomm 662 unit. And regarding the drop down menu here, so if you slide down one time, you can see the Wi-Fi. Slide down one more time, you have locations, hotspot, which is the hotspot is for the wireless CarPlay. Make sure the hotspot is always on when you use wireless CarPlay. If you turn on the Wi-Fi, the hotspot function will be off. And here is the shortcut of the setting to go into the Android setting. And here it will be the shortcut for the reboot. And the brightness setting, you can move from lower to higher, the brightness. So on the other buttons on the side of the Android screen, as you can see, there will be two holes on the left hand side of the Android screen. The bottom one will be the internal microphone. The circle one on top will be the reset buttons. So you will need to use the SIM card removal tools to press the reset button, which is located on the top. This is the reset. Underneath is the internal microphone. So when we need to use this type of this reset button is when you have the Android system show on blank screen, doesn't show anything, then you can press the reset button, or the system somehow is freeze, it has some bugs, then you can press the reset button to have the unit reboot. So if you have any other question, you can contact us or send us an email, then we can help you to solve the issue that you have. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.